What's going on, everybody? You have Tone here, bringing you guys week number 12 of season 2 of the PCL. This is the final week of the season before the playoffs begin. And yeah, about this game, as you see, you already have the battle right in front of you. Considering what already happened last week, if you guys missed last week, I encourage you to check out the previous video. Where we took on Kohanix and his Reno Raikou, and we got the win, picked up a 2-0 win in that game due to some unfortunate hacks that happened to benefit myself. And with us winning that game, we guaranteed clinched a playoff spot, meaning that this game, my week 12 game here, means absolutely nothing in terms of whether or not I miss out on the playoffs or not. I have my spot locked up. At the time of me recording this, I already know who I'm playing round 1. I won't spoil any of that. If you guys want to find out who my round 1 opponent is, I encourage you to check out the coaches in the link in the description as well. So yeah, so this game, my final game of the regular season, up against Sock and his Minnesota Twineedles in a divisional rematch from back in week number 6, where we did win that game 2-0 if I recall correctly. So this game, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, this particular game, because I had already clinched my playoff spot, I will admit that I didn't really play my best. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to do any epic foreshadowing, of course, but you'll see during the replay of some of the plays I made, and just me like attempting to get this game out of the way and not to downgrade Sock, because he insisted that I would bring a serious team, considering had I lost last week, this game would have meant a whole lot more, because Sock would have been essentially in the playoff chase if he beat me, and then Kohan lost to Lux. And then from a differential standpoint, he would have had to Sock had to overtake both myself and Kohan in that regard to clinch the final playoff spot. But nonetheless, I'm heading into this game with a record of 7-4. Sock is 5-6. So yeah, not gonna lie, this game, like I mentioned multiple times, as a matter of fact, this means nothing for my sake, but I decided to respect Sock's wishes and decided to build a serious team. There are a couple of different components to this team as opposed to what I brought the last time. I tried to mix in a couple of not really niche stuffs, but some sets I wanted to bring from the previous time. I decided to bring it to this particular game just to test the waters out. All that kind of stuff. So just to quickly go down the team I brought here. So I don't remember everything off the top of my head, like EV spreads and whatnot, but from a moveset standpoint, I have a general idea. I remember I played this game like a week ago, so not everything's gonna like come off the top of my head right away. So first off is my Seismitoad. It is Expert Belt with Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Punch, and Poison Jab. Near max attack, near max HP, a little bit of speed, I believe enough to outspeed a Zoomerl, so I can 2 KO it with Poison Jab. Then I have a Crobat, which is the same set I brought the last time I played Sock. The only exception is I don't have Defog on my Crobat, I instead have U-Turn, so it's Brave Bird, U-Turn, Taunt, and Roost with the Mago Berry, just in case he did bring Mega Heracross, which he didn't. I brought my Ranunculus, and my Ranunculus is Rocky Helmet with Acid Armor, Calm Mind, Psyshock, and Recover. This takes advantage of the fact that Sock has no Dark type. I have my Hydreigon, which is Dread Plate with Defog, Roost, Dark Pulse, and Earth Power for the Dialga. Aegislash with Leftovers, Swords Dance, King's Shield, Sacred Sword, and Shadow Sneak. And I'm finally bringing my Vikavolt for the first time, unfortunately in a sort of meaningless game. But nonetheless, it is a pretty cool set that I wanted to bring, and the moveset itself is Roost, Bug Buzz, Volt Switch, and Mudshot with Ground DMZ. This is a means of catching the Dialga if it tries to hard switch in on my Vikavolt, as it does resist Bug and Electric, and it also gives me the added benefit of lowering something's speed. Of course, it's not really going to help out in terms of the Zapdos and the Flygon, but if I'm able to catch the Zapdos on the Roost, I can Mudshot in that respect. So, but Z Mudshot is specifically just there for the Dialga. So, you see the team that Salk decided to bring. He brought the Zapdos, the Flygon, Dialga, Torterra, Azumarill, and the Girafarig. So, yeah, we're just pulling out all the stops here, bringing essentially most of our lower tier mons for this last game of the regular season. So, sorry about that. So, without further ado, I'm just going to hop right into the battle and see how we fared heading into the playoffs here. So my mindset was to just lead off with Seismitoad, get up my rocks as early as I possibly could. So, like I said, lead off with my Seismitoad, as he's actually going to end up leading off with the Zapdos. And that was a little bit scary for me, because if he had HP Grass and he was offensive, I was going to get blown back because I'm not Rindoberry. So I'm going to make the safe play, as I thought, into my Hydreigon to take the Hidden Power Grass, but he's actually going to go for the U-turn. As you're going to see, that did almost half to my Hydreigon. So I'm like, oh crap, this is a physical Zapdos. That completely threw me off guard. Now, retard play number 1. So I'm going to Dark Pulse the I'm gonna pause it here. So that was dumb play number 1 on my end. I went for, he sent out the Torterra on my Hydreigon. I'm thinking, okay, this Torterra is probably just going to go for Stealth Rock. I can get some damage off with Dark Pulse or anything of the sort. What I did not expect was him going for Natural Gift and knocking out my Hydreigon, and I'm like, wait, what the hell is this Torterra running? And I'm thinking, is he running the 100 base power Fairy move? Berry for Fairy or whatnot to knock out my Hydreigon. It turns out he was Enigma Berry, which is a 100 base power Bug attack, which was mainly there for the Hydreigon and the Ranunculus, but more still the Hydreigon. So, in a stupid twist of fate, I decided to, instead of going out into my Crobat, which hard-walled this Torterra bar Stone Edge, I decided to stupidly let my Hydreigon go down turn 3. Turn 2, excuse me, not turn 3. So yeah, my Hydreigon goes down essentially for absolutely no reason, and I had a Crobat. But I'm not going to go out into my Seismitoad here. I'm hoping and praying to God he's not a speedy Torterra. He is not. I go for the Ice Punch, get the revenge kill on the Torterra, so at least I prevented rocks, quote unquote. I mean, the Dialga could still be a Stealth Rocker too. In comes the Girafarig here, and I'm not going to try to stay in there because he could easily be packing the Energy Ball on his Girafarig. So I'm going to make the play out into my Crobat, and he's actually going to go for the Psyshock, which was essentially free because I lost my Hydreigon. But I'm not going to go for a U-turn here, and I'm actually going to end up getting a crit. I'm like, wait, there is no way I should have did that much damage because I am uninvested on my Crobat. So I'm going to U-turn out into my Ranunculus here, as I am going to take another Psyshock from the Girafarig. And another kind of dumb play I made here was staying in, trying to go for the Psyshock damage to kill it, as he goes for Signal Beam, doing a good chunk to my Ranunculus as I go for the Psyshock to knock out the Girafarig. Hindsight essentially was telling me to just go back out into Crobat and sack that off, but I decided not to do that, as he's now going to go out into his Azumarill. I'm going to make the play, and now decide to sack off my Crobat here, as he's going to go for the knockoff and get rid of my Moggleberry and knock out my Crobat, which really wasn't doing much else in this game. But now I get to go out into my Vikavolt here and click Volt Switch, hoping that he's slower, but he's not. He goes for a Flare Rough here, does well over half to my Vikavolt, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, and I'm actually going to knock out the Azumarill. So he was essentially running 0 bulk on his Vikavolt, as even then it was a roll, but Vikavolt gets a kill in its debut match, so that's fantastic. I get to go out into my Seismitoad again. In comes the Dialga, and I'm like, okay, the way he sent out the Dialga makes me think that this has HP Grass. So instead of staying in the fight now, I'm actually going to just pivot out into my Vikavolt again, as he is indeed packing the HP Grass on the Dialga here. But considering that Vikavolt isn't really doing much else in this game, I decided to just sack off the Vikavolt to the Dragon Pulse. So, at least at this point, I know for a fact that the Dialga's not Scarfed like he was the last time. So now I'm going to go out into my Aegislash here. He's going to go for the Fire Blast. He's packing Fire Blast this time over Flamethrower. Doesn't knock me out, but I'm going to go out into my Blade form and click Sacred Sword. I knew it wouldn't kill because I don't have an SD up, but I do get some good damage off with the Sacred Sword, and now I'm going to go for Shadow Sneak, trying to revenge kill, but it did not take it out, as he's now going to go for another Dragon Pulse, knock out my Aegislash that way. So, yeah, it's essentially not looking all that good for me. Whoops, wrong one. Essentially not looking all that good for me. So now I'm going to try to live in HP Grass, but that's not going to happen either, as it actually reveals he's Expert Belt. So yeah, that was never going to happen. So, and there we go. So now I go on to my Ranunculus, my last mon. He's now going to Dragon Pulse me, thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose 3-0 here, but my Ranunculus is actually going to live on 13, and I go for Side Shock. I'm thinking it's not going to kill, but it actually ends up doing that. So, at the very least, it's going to be a 2-0 game, as he goes out into his Zapdos now. He is just going to click the U-turn, and that is going to be the game. So, yeah, we end the season with a 2-0 loss, but nonetheless, I still had a lot of fun with this game, although I played very, very poorly in the beginning, not going to lie. So, obviously, if this game meant a lot more, I would have, played a lot better. This is no disrespect to my opponent. I just was trying to, get the match over and done with. So you have to forgive my plays and all that stuff. I don't want to make it seem as though that I did not try at the very end. I still had a chance at the end if I found an opportunity to set up with my Ranunculus, but when I took the damage with the Girafarig Signal Beam, that kind of made it a lot harder for me to go that route. And yeah, so very cool stuff on Salk's part. I really wasn't expecting the Torterra with Natural Gift Enigma Berry for the Hydreigon, especially considering that the Torterra actually had no way of touching my Crobat whatsoever. Natural Gift was his best play. The Zapdos was ended up being Physical Choice Scarf, which was very, very cool. And the Girafarig was, I believe it was Assault Vest. Yeah, it was AV for my Hydreigon, so it could revenge kill me with Signal Beam. I don't think I would have 2-KO'd him, but it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Again, no team builder, just because it's the last week of the season. I'm gonna get back to that for the playoffs, but nonetheless, regular season is in the books. We finished with a 7-5 record. Not the ideal way to head into the playoffs with a loss, but it's not really how you start, how you finish, and the end result is the fact that even though I lost, I'm still in the playoffs. So that is the primary objective for this season. Still had a lot of fun using this team. I get to use it at least one more time for round number 1. That will be going up next week. Again, good game to Salk. He finished the season very strong. I think every team in my division finished with a positive record or even record. I don't really remember. But that's going to be it from me, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my opponent as well as all the other coaches in the PCL. Once again, I do want to reiterate that playoffs do start next week. There will be no bye week or anything of the sort just because a certain someone wants to get the season over with. I won't mention any names. I probably I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyway, hope you guys can enjoy, and until the next time, or until the playoffs, that's all I can say. This is Tone signing out for now. Peace out.